applicants of the UWI St. Augustine Campus. Welcome to session 5 of Smart Start, our weekly virtual workshop series designed to meet your informational needs as part of our campus's first year experience program, proudly brought to you by the Division of Student Services and Development, the DSSD. I am Joel Alder, Manager of Student Engagement, and today, as always, I am joined by members of my team at the Student Engagement Department, along with colleagues and members of a diverse cross-campus team this morning, representing key officers who will support you during your time with us on campus. For those of you who were here with us for our last 4 sessions, we say welcome back and thank you for the continued engagement and your valuable feedback. And to those of you who are new here and joining us for the very first time today, we say an extra special welcome to you. We are truly honored that you have chosen us at the UWI St. Augustine Campus for your university experience and through our campus's first year experience program, which we refer to as FYE. We are indeed committed to ensuring that you transition successfully to your first year of study with us and beyond. So, at our last Smart Start session, which was last Thursday, we discussed matters of fees, payments, and finance with you. And of course, this forms an important part of the registration process as you will soon be required to complete as you prepare for the new academic year. Last week's session also featured a comprehensive presentation on the GATE program and funding support options available to you through the Ministry of Tertiary Education and Skills Training. Of course, if you missed this session or would just like to recap the information, head on over to our FY YouTube channel as soon as today's session is done, where a recording of this and all previous virtual sessions can be found and viewed at your convenience. In today's session, our focus is helping you to navigate campus with confidence. We will explore key components of the support network available to you here at the St. Augustine Campus that will be particularly important to you as a new student. We'll be discussing with you some of the services, the initiatives and opportunities that are available to you by several offices, including the Division of Student Services and Development, the Health Services Unit, Campus Security Services, and the St. Augustine Academy of Sport. Now, you want to be sure to have your writing material to take notes today. We encourage you also to be attentive in the session, ask questions at the appropriate time, and as I always say, breathe and trust that by participating in FYE, you are definitely on the right path of attaining success in your first year of study with us at the UWI St. Augustine Campus. So now that I've outlined and shared with you on what you can expect today, I want to begin our session with a brief overview of the DSSD. So you've been hearing over the last few weeks the DSSD, and today I just want to spend just a few minutes sharing with you what we're all about so that you can benefit as you transition into your first year of study with us. So when we say the DSSD, we're referring to the Division of Student Services and Development. And I want you students to take a moment to reflect on this statement that you're seeing on screen. All right. So this statement says to you that university continues to be one of the most important formative experiences that you will ever have in your life. It is a time students, you are not only immersed in exploring the world and discovering new ideas, but also learning and finding out more about yourself. And we think that it's very, very important to share this with you because this forms the philosophy of the DSSD. At our division, we believe that the total student is critical. We're saying that you're coming to university, of course, to attain your academic qualifications, but the experience at this university is going to impact you in a way that will prepare you for life. And at the DSSD, we pride ourselves on being your partners in strategic learning and development. All right, so we want you to come to university understanding that it's an all-encompassing experience, and we want you to come to university, come to the UWI St. Augustine Campus and benefit from the total developmental opportunities available to you. So transitioning to university life is where you are at right now. All right, so what you're seeing on screen is an illustration of what that typical transition process would look like for you. All right. So it may start with the honeymoon phase, and I'll probably Well, I was going to ask for the chat to be open, but we'll pause on that for now. So it starts with the honeymoon phase, and the honeymoon phase, I'm sure you can all identify with. This is where you've received your offer letters and everybody's excited. So for those of you who may be leaving home and coming to stay on campus, whether it's from a country outside of of Trinidad and Tobago, or maybe you'll just be leaving your family home and coming to campus to live, or living or moving up to live closer to campus, whatever it might be. We acknowledge that this is a time of excitement. Just the idea of coming to university is probably exciting. And of course, if that is you, feel free to, share a reaction. But this honeymoon phase is natural, and it is a place that we want you to stay for a long time. But we also want you to acknowledge that during this process of transition, there are different phases. So then there's a culture shock and conflict phase. This is likely to happen when you start classes, you actually get to campus, and all of this is very new to you. All right. And that may come with some feelings that you will have to navigate yourself. Then there's that period of initial adjustment where you start talking to yourself, maybe start giving yourself the reassurance. But then some of you might get to that place of mental isolation where you start beating up on yourself and saying, maybe you can't do this, and start doubting yourself. But the place that we want you to get to is that place of integration and acceptance. So saying this to say this morning that transition into university life is in fact a process, and there are different, phases to it. And so we want you to show yourself some grace and be patient with yourself. So it's okay if you don't feel excited every single day. It's understandable that you are transitioning. This is a big transition. All right. So I'm hoping that that sort of puts it in focus for you as to why you might be feeling different things at different points. And so at the DSSD, we are concerned with your learning. We believe that learning occurs in and outside of the classroom. So again, when you transition to the University of the West Indies St. Augustine Campus, we want you to not shortchange yourself by just limiting yourself to learning in the classroom. There are so many things that you can learn in and outside of the classroom, and so we want you to be open to that. We are also concerned with your all-rounded and holistic development. There are different facets of self, and so we want you to develop not just academically, but socially, emotionally, and otherwise. All right. So we want that when you get to university, that you are not just focused on being one-dimensional, but that you're allowing yourself to grow in a holistic way. And finally, we want you to success. We know that you're coming to university with a combination of personal and professional goals. So we want you to attain those goals. All right. And so I want to share with you very quickly the offices that make up the Division of Student Services and Development. So now might be a good time to take a quick picture of this. You can reference it at a later time. All right. So we are 9 departments working cohesively together, as mentioned, to support your development and success. So we have the Office of the Director. I'm sure you'll meet our director at some point, our Counseling and Psychological Services Department, our Careers, Co-Curricular and Community Engagement Department. If you were here with us for the first session, you would have met some of the members of that team. Our Financial Advisory Services Department, if you were here for that session that introduced you to scholarships and bursaries, then you'll remember this department. We have our Guild Administrative Office, who has oversight for the Guild Council, which student leaders. We have our student accommodations office. So for those of you who have applied to stay at our respective halls of residence, this is the office that will take care of you. We have our student activity center, where when you get to campus physically, it will be one of the spots, hopefully, that you will find yourself in often in between classes. We have our student engagement department, formerly student engagement unit. And this is the team that supports your first year experience program. I've introduced you to the team before, and also the team that will just support your campus life involvement once you get here. And finally, our student life and development department. So for students with disabilities and medical conditions, this is the department that will support your every need. All right. And so what you're seeing on screen now is a summary of the services offered to you by the DSSD. And I'm hoping that already you're beginning to recognize that there are so many things available to you at the UWI St. Augustine campus, particularly through the Division of Student Services and Development. All right. So we're talking orientation and transition experiences, which is happening right now. We're talking about getting involved in campus life. If you're a regional international student, we have support for you, support for students with disabilities and medical conditions. If you are considered a mature student, there are support mechanisms in place for you. Of course, our counseling and psychological services, this department takes care of so many needs. Our on and off campus student accommodation office, should you need career advice and counseling, professional development opportunities, if you want to work on campus as a student assistant, there are also opportunities available there for you. Volunteerism, if it is that you want to pursue a co-curricular program, which is strongly encouraged. Should you need support with your academics once you start transitioning and start getting, into the rhythm of university life, you might require some academic support. You'll come to our division for support with that. Scholarships and student funding, if it is that you aspire to run on the Guild Council, you want to run for a particular position of leadership on campus, you come to our division for that, and so much more. So again, I'm hoping that you are beginning to understand that when you're coming to university, there is a support network available to you, and particularly through the DSSD, we want you to take advantage of all of the opportunities and all of the services that we have available to you. And so as I seek to wind down this presentation this morning, I want to leave you with a few things. One, we want you to attain a positive and transformative university experience. These are the things that our division wants for you. We want you to develop holistically and maximize your fullest potential. Again, not just limiting yourself to attaining a qualification, all right, but allowing yourself to be immersed in the university experience so that you can develop in a holistic way. We want you to succeed and achieve your personal and professional goals. We want you to learn. University is about learning. The university experience is about exploration. And of course, we want you to become empowered and be the best version of yourself. All right. And so top 5 in your first year, these are some recommendations, highly, highly recommended for you. 1, meet new people and build community. So within the FYE program, look at the opportunities that will be available for you to actually meet new persons. If you think you can do this university journey alone, I'm here to tell you that you are mistaken. You want to connect with people, but you want to connect with the right people. All right. So meet new people and build community. That's one tip in your first year. Second tip, prioritize and set first year goals. Ensure that you have something that you are working towards, not just doing this university journey blindly. All right. So set some goals for yourself, realistic goals, smart goals, as we like to say, and give priority to the goals as you progress. Thirdly, we want you to create a healthy school life balance. All right. So it's important that you are able to find that balance between your academic pursuits and your involvement in campus life. Fourth tip, we want you to connect with your student leaders via the Guild. And of course, in our final session of Smart Start, which is scheduled for Thursday of this week, you'll get an opportunity to meet members of the Guild Council. And the final tip for you this morning is to embrace your campus life experience beyond the classroom. Yes, not in a way that allows you to neglect your academic commitments, but we want you to discover campus life in a healthy way so that you can really develop holistically. And so with that, on behalf of the Division of Student Services and Development, or the DSSD, I want to say welcome again and best wishes. Of course, if you were here for previous sessions, we've been welcoming you all along. You've been receiving all of those correspondences from us. But this morning, I just want to welcome you, particularly on behalf of the entire division, which I'm hoping you're able to appreciate now, a dedicated team of persons working to support your success. And the final slide that you're seeing off screen here are ways that you can connect with us. All right. So from our, if it is that you want to contact us via phone, most of you should be following us on Instagram already. If not, I'll ask the team to place that handle in the chat so that you can connect with us. You can visit our website. So yes, there's the First Year Experience website, but there's also the website specific to the Division of Student Services and Development. You're seeing our email address there. And of course, we have a WhatsApp number that you can connect with us. All right. So with that, I want to say thank you. I'm hoping that you are feeling encouraged, knowing that there is an entire ecosystem available to support your success at university. All right. So that's one office that I've introduced you to so far. I'm hoping that everyone is okay. Yes. All right. Yes. Okay. I'll take that as a yes. I'm seeing some reactions coming through. All right. So now that we've learned a little bit about the DSSD, as I mentioned earlier, you will hear today also from the Health Services Unit, you'll hear from Campus Security Services, and you'll also hear from the Academy of Sport, the St. Augustine Academy of Sport. So with that, before we invite our team from the Health Services Unit, Megan Supio from our team at Student Engagement, I'm inviting you at this time to take us through our next segment.
Pelicans, and welcome back to session 5. And I just want to join you. I want to invite you all to join me for our first smart reflection of this session. I'm going to share screen now. I would like for you all to place in the chat 3 services offered by the Division of Student Services and Development right in that chat there. And we could possibly discuss some of the services that you all would have highlighted that Mr. Alder would have shared with us this morning. So just a reminder, 3 services offered by the Division of Student Services and Development. Yes, I'm seeing counseling. Excellent. Our CAPS department deals with counseling. Career advice. You all would have met some of our team members over at C3 concerning career advice. We also have peer mentorship available through the Student Life and Development Department, the Student Activity Center. A lot of you will be spending time here. Student employment, that falls under our C3 departments as well. Yes, student funding, and you all would have met our FAS team, our financial advisory team that deals with the student funding. So you all got a good taste of all of these services and that we offer here at the DSSD. And if you all ever need to read up a little more, we have the FYE website, we have the DSSD webpage that I'm sure one of our team members could put in the chat there. So you all in your free time could read up a little more about all that the division has to offer. So Mr. Alder, back to you.
Thank you, Ms. Supio, and I'm happy to see that our students have been following along. So again, at this point, you are planning, you are receiving information. So we want you to act on the information at the appropriate time. I'm seeing someone saying support for students with disabilities and medical conditions. Yes, absolutely, absolutely important. All right. And so if it is that you are in fact a student with a disability or medical condition, we are saying reach out to us. There are definitely ways that we will support you, and you've seen the link placed in the chat for our website. All right, so again, this is an introduction to the support network available to you at the UWI St. Augustine Campus. And in continuing with support network, it's my absolute pleasure to invite our acting head at the Health Services Unit, another very important office standing by, supporting you in different ways. And I want to invite Dr. Maria Daniel, who will take you through all of the offerings available to you as what we fondly call the HSU. So Dr. Daniel, I'm handing over to you.
Hello, welcome everyone. Good morning. Congratulations. And thank you all for joining us today. On behalf of the HSU team, we are delighted to welcome you to this orientation session. As you begin your academic journey, we want you to know that your health, your well-being, and overall success is important to us. And that's where the HSU team, we are here to provide support, guidance, and resources to help you thrive both personally as well as academically. I am the medical doctor within the HSU, and I'm here to assist with as many of your healthcare needs as much as you like. You can, whatever you would go to your normal local health center for, I am here for you, whether you have concerns about a medical condition, whether you need treatment, whether you have a common illness, cough, cold, runny nose, what be it. If you need any health advice, feel free to come in. I am here for you. Our hours of operation is between 8:30 to 6, and you are free to come in at any time. If there's an emergency, we also have emergency numbers that can be called, and we will come to you if you are unable to ambulate here. Um, I am also available to ensure that how your health does not become a barrier whatsoever to your academic success. And should there be any cases where that might potentially be there, I'm open to having a discussion. Let's explore options. Today, I am pleased, it is my great honor to introduce some of our key members to our HSU unit, one of which is Dr. Mahabir, who's our psychiatrist who provides mental health support, assessment, and guidance to the students who are experiencing emotional, psychological, or mental health challenges. Also, Dr. Mahabir is committed to helping students maintain their well-being and navigate the demands throughout university life. And he will have his section to discuss later on in our PowerPoint presentation. I'm also extremely happy to introduce Ms. Sabrina Hussain Ali, who's our health and wellness nurse. She's been with us a very long time and she plays a vital role in promoting healthy lifestyle, providing health education, offering wellness support, and assisting students with a variety of health related concerns. Many of you actually may be seeing her very soon in a lot of health promotion activities we have running throughout the academic year, as well as on the halls itself. Whether you have any questions about physical health, stress management, or overall well being, we are all here to support you. Together, our team is dedicated to creating a supportive and creative environment where every student can succeed. And we encourage you, please reach out, ask your questions, make use of the services we have here. We are here in whatever capacity we can support you and give you the nurturing you need to be the best you absolutely can be. So I will defer to the Ms. Hussein if we can put up our presentation briefly so we can go through it with the students.
Welcome to the University of the West Indies. So I represent the Health Services Unit, and I want you all to feel free to access these services at HSU. So right on the screen, there's a picture of our medical transport unit, our ambulance. That's the front of the building. And it's not very far from student admin. Once you walk outside of student admin, you would actually just need to walk down that pathway and you would actually find the health services unit. Okay, so this is the location and it's easy to find. What I will do, I would ask to put on this link at the health services unit where even if you're anywhere around campus, you could use this direction to find us. So are you all seeing where the Wooding Drive and Lloyd Braffett building is located? I believe 104 is where student admin is located. So it's not far from student admin. Okay, so this is our mission as with the university. We are committed to provide you with the most professional student-centered health and wellness services across the campus community. That is one of our main priorities. And we do have a team who works as your advocate. We comprise of nurses, we comprise of enrolled nursing assistant, we have our medical doctors, and they specialize in various elements. Dr. Danielle is a wonderful doctor with us. She is very empathetic. Any need, any care that you require, feel free to come in. I don't want you all to think, we have a public health attitude here. When you go into this normal health center, the waiting time is long. Absolutely not. We are very friendly, we are very caring, and we are here to provide you with the service that you need. Again, as you would see in our vision, we aim to be the first choice center of excellence that is cost effective, evidence-based and technology-driven. So as soon as you enter the health services unit, the waiting room, you would be greeted with a kiosk where you would be asked to input your information on a computerized system. So that's just one of the elements. We don't have a lot of paper-based systems here. Everything is computer generated. Could you go to the next slide? So this here is very important to you all. Your privacy matters to us. All information we hold at the health services unit is about your health, and it is private and confidential. One of the most common questions we'll get from students is that, are my parents going to get access to my medical records when we come to HSU? Would they be able to get that information? The answer is no. The only way we could share information about you from the health services unit, one, you would have to give us an authorization letter. There's actually a particular form that you'll have to complete, signing, giving us authorization to release your information. The only information that is released is between doctors as it pertains to your medical situation. Dr. Daniel, you want to elaborate a bit on this for them?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much for the opportunity. So that's why I said with regard to anything that is discussed with me with regard to your health, that I am obligated that there's no way anyone is able to access or know your information, whether it be your colleagues, whether it be your lecturers, as Nis said, whether it be your parents. That has come up before, but however, there is doctor-patient confidentiality. And that is something that how I want to emphasize your privacy matters to us because we want to create a safe environment for you to feel free and comfortable to let me know exactly what is the issues and be free so I can help you using the best of my training, experience, and knowledge. And I really work hard to reinforce that because we want to encourage you to know that this is a safe space where anything that is bothering you throughout your academic journey, we are here to support you. So I'm really glad that this point has come up because that is something that is uh, very much adhered to. And across the board, every single one of our staff members do adhere to that, whether it is the nurse, whether it's Dr. Mahaber, whether it's our counselors or myself. Please know that how your confidence means the most to us, as much as it would, as if it was our own issue. So I want you to know that. And if there's anything that you feel that you cannot confide with anybody else, if you want a more private space or setting, we will absolutely work hard to make sure you feel comfortable to let us know what is the issue and what's going on. So if you want, I could probably continue from here, Sabrina, one time.
Yes.
So let's go to the next slide. Okay, so these are some of the services we have available. So as you see, we work like a mini health center. This is my dream health center, if I'm being honest. We have, our nursing appointments, we have our pharmacy services, we have, of course, your appointments with me, with Dr. Mahaber, Dr. Celestine, who's our psychologist. We have access to HIV testing here. We have our ongoing health and wellness service, which Sabrina is very, very active in. I'm actually very, very proud of all the hard work she does there. And again, we are also here for sexual and reproductive services. Again, everything is strictly confidential, but we please want you to know that we do have this available. Come and have a conversation. We will explore the options and we'll let you decide what you are most comfortable with. But all aspects of your health is going to be covered by Debate HSU. Okay, so we also offer our COCR services. I think Ms. Sabrina or Dr. Marbury might be a little more versed to explore these because it will largely fall under their area of expertise. So Sabrina.
Okay, so I will discuss. So y'all had a session prior pertaining to co-curricular courses. The Health Services Unit offers two co-curricular courses. We offer the COCR 1039, which is the CPR first aid session. Again, it's 12 weeks. And we also offer the co-curricular 1046, which is mediation for holistic health. I'm actually one of the instructors for the co-curricular 1039. I need to let you all know, listen, this is a life skill that everyone should take. And there is no written exam at the end. It's a practical course, so there's a practical exam. It's tough, yes, but when you leave this university, you're just not leaving with the academic information. We are entrusting that you pick up life skills. There are so many opportunity. Utilize it, register for it. You get additionally a 2-year international certification. Again, university life can be challenging at times. We also have our co-curricular 1046 register. It helps with stress relief, with your cognitive abilities. It helps lower high blood pressure. I know you all are young people, but believe me, sometimes high blood pressure, oh my gosh, it may not be diagnosed, but you may feel a certain way. You're getting headaches. It relieves anxiety. Again, these 2 courses offered by the Health Services Unit is magnificent. Our first aid, CPR, and AD course, we have 2 certified instructors with the American Heart Association. The University of the West Indies is an accredited training site with the American Heart Association. And you're getting 2 educators, nursing educators who teach this program. They come with a wealth of knowledge, as well as for holistic health. We have an external team that comes in from the Raja Yoga Center. They are very, very experienced within that element. So do not miss the opportunity. Register. Okay, so I could talk about this element as well. The specialty health screening. You need to register at the Health Services Unit. Walk in, come by. Again, it's not far. You all are actually supposed to visit the Health Services Unit to drop in your entrance medical. We'll discuss that a little later down. Listen, come in, apply, make an appointment for your vision care screening. I know you all are first year. Again, take the opportunities to come in. The vision healthcare screening is done by HSU as well as the School of Optal. They come in and they do a wonderful job. It is by appointments. Dermatology screening. We have the head of the Port of Spain Dermatology Clinic, Dr. Edwards. He come in and he has session. That dermatology clinic, you can access it face-to-face as well as a virtual session. Dental screening. Dental screening, as we say, is just a screening process. We have certified dentists who visit HSU to do their satellite clinic, who does assessments, and they will advise you what further care that you need. As you're aware, our health insurance for students does not cover dental. So come in for these clinics, make your appointments, come in, access them. HIV and STI testing. The Health Services Unit does HIV testing. I'm also involved in HIV testing. We have another nursing tester who is trained in HIV testing. Again, everything is confidential. STD testing is done at our satellite clinic here at the Health Services Unit in collaboration with the Queen's Park Counseling Center, that's QPCC. Listen, our health center will cover your every need that you have. Again, it is very confidential. Come and access the services, right? We have morning sessions to see the doctors between 8:30 and 1. Afternoon session begins between 2 to 6. We normally close at 6. You need to be in before 5 p.m. These sessions are very well attended. So please come in, access these services. So these are some of the immunizations that we offer. As you all would be aware, upon your entrance medicals, different faculties have different mandatory vaccines. The Health Services Unit, once we have a free supply of vaccination from our government, it is delivered to you free of charge. There is no cost attached. Tetanus, hepatitis, MMR, yellow fever, HPV, influenza, varicella. Medical sciences students would require varicella. varicella is basically a very hard vaccine to keep stock of because we normally have it in limited supplies. However, it is available privately from our pharmacy, and that is only if we do not have a free stock. But I assure you, we are willing to liaise with Ministry of Health. We normally have vaccination drives at all our halls. We have vaccination drives throughout campus on certain days. Our vaccination days are basically on a Monday and Thursday. So feel free, come in, work with your UWI ID cards, your immunization cards. We will update you with your vaccines. For example, if you started getting your hepatitis B vaccine and you need the second and third shots, feel free to come in, work with your card. We would update and assist you. Okay, so this is our pharmacy services. Our pharmacist, her name is Mrs. Andra Maraj. She is a wonderful individual. And their team comprises of so many great people who are willing and ready to assist you. They provide services as you see listed: prescriptions, pharmaceutical counseling, CDAP prescriptions, vaccine requests. Okay, so this is where, if you are not willing to wait until we get our free supply of the varicella or chickenpox vaccine and you have the funds to purchase, you come into HSU, we give you the request and you go to the pharmacy and you can purchase it, as well as single shots yellow fever. They provide a lot of over-the-counter products, personal care items, snacks and beverages. If you're going to visit student admin for some reason and you need feeling a bit peckish, feel free to just walk straight down the pathway and you reach HSU and you can purchase your beverages and snacks. Our pharmacist is a wonderful person. Again, if they do not carry your medication, ask and she can outsource it, as well as insurance. So for staff, the Guardian Life provides insurance. Some students may have insurance under their parents. Again, speak with her. They are willing to access it. And as a student, you are afforded the availability of coverage under the Guardian Life proviso. So with the student health insurance, that would have been covered somewhere along. I guess Mr. Elder could probably reinforce that it would have been mentioned in probably prior presentations. But we do access it here in terms of when you pay the full cost upfront, the pharmacist will ensure you get the relevant prescription copies, the relevant invoices, so you could attach and claim for 80% of your money, or how much percentage would be reimbursed. To access the pharmacy, they also has a WhatsApp number, so feel free, if you have your prescription, WhatsApp it at 663-6524, and it reduces the amount of waiting time. Or again, you can email it to the pharmacist. Again, this is just a brief overview of the Guardian Life Guardian Group Health Plan for students. I know for sure that student admin there is a counter where you could get further information pertaining to it. There's actually a flyer that we normally give students when they come if they need further information. So I wouldn't go too much on this, because their flyer will have all the required information explaining their group health plan insurance. What I would mention is when you visit our medical doctor here, once there's a prescription given for medication, once you have a request given for a chest X-ray, ultrasound, whatever test it may be, a stamped claim form will be given to you with the directions how you can claim for your reimbursement.
And if I could just jump in here, just to add, for any of you guys whose parents might still be under your parents' plan, if you want me, if I was to prescribe you any medication and you would prefer me to write the claim under your parents' own insurance, I have no issue with that. Just let me know upfront and I'll do it for you one time. It's not an issue at all. So at least you have options. So you can absolutely use the Guardian group. It takes a little while, but you can actually do it online now. So the whole process, once you have everything and you have your receipts, you can upload it. But please, again, we put it in bold within 90 days of the date I filled out that form. You have to submit it to Bursary. If there's any questions with regard to if I was to send you for any sort of investigations, you can always call Student Bursary and find out if they will or will not cover it and what is the specifics of that. So, right. So, and this is an email. You can actually email Bursary as well too if you need be. Okay, so this is the UWI medical entrance forms. This is where the all sections that are relevant has to be completed, and where it is assessed, for example, by Ms. Sabrina, to ensure that how all the immunizations are up to date, to make sure that how the medical has been completed properly. And you have to bring your immunization card with it. Ms. Sabrina, perhaps you can go in a little bit more detail to make sure that they have everything when they come to us.
Okay, so all students entering the university would be required to submit an entrance medical form. You would have received this within your registration packages. This form can be found online at the Health Services Unit website as well. Please note that all faculties are required to provide evidence of having measles, mumps, and rubella vaccinations by 2 doses, adult diphtheria, tetanus, or tetanus as we commonly call it, within the last 10 years. Those are the mandatory vaccines for all faculties with the exception of medical sciences. Medical sciences students are required to have additional vaccinations such as hepatitis B, as well as they will be required to have a Mantoux test done. If that Mantoux test is not within the normal ranges, a chest x-ray report and further follow-up should be completed and submitted to HSU. In addition to that, they need to have 2 varicella vaccines or chickenpox vaccines throughout their life. Now, additionally, any student who is going to be residing on any halls of residence at the University of the West Indies would have to show proof that they are vaccinated against the varicella virus, which is the chickenpox. So that's the only exception. All of this information is documented on your forms. These forms must be completed by your private practitioner or even your health centers. Reason being, it cannot be done at the health services unit because the health services unit is the group that reviews and validates this information. So this is what the form basically looks like. The first page would have the directions and the instructions in terms of what you need. Part A has to be completed. Part B, you need to complete that where you have section 5, statement of consent for treatment and confidentiality. That is very important. Where you have I, you're going to put your name there of the area in which you reside and the signature of the student and date. And if you're under the age of 18, your parents need to sign that as well. These are for our local students, our regional students, our international students. All actively registered students must submit this information. So where you have mandatory vaccines, you will ideally see measles, mumps, and rubella. These are the 2 doses that are required, the tetanus again. We are here for you all. So once you submit this information and you're actively registered, if you do not have access to complete your vaccinations, feel free to come in and access it at the health services unit once you're actively registered. Part C, where you have medical certificate of examination. Part C is to be completed by your medical practitioner, and these are for all the students who are entering medical sciences. There is no need for you, if you are not under the Faculty of Medical Sciences, to go to a medical practitioner to get the form done. You can complete the form on your own, input the information, bring it to HSU, and we will validate same. Only students who are entering the Faculty of Medical Sciences are required to visit their medical practitioner to complete the form.
With regard to sick leave medicals, that medical certificates for 3 or more days of illness of absence, it will be issued only following an assessment by the HSU, such as myself, where I will determine if the condition justifies that this person is just simply too ill to continue at this point with their classes or whatever it might be. If you become ill before an examination, come to me before the examination. Do not miss your exam and then come to HSU, because I will not have had the opportunity to examine and take a proper history from you to say that yes, this student was simply too ill to be able to attempt the exam. Because the possibility is there that you may be stable enough after I assess you and I can actually manage you so that you will be fit and healthy enough to attempt your exam. If at any point in the exam you feel unwell, you can just flag an invigilator and they can bring you to me and I can see you on time. But please do not miss your exam and then come to me. Unfortunately, you will not be able to get a sick leave. I do understand for some of you guys who are living quite far, it might be difficult for you to reach all the way up to St. Augustine. If you want to see your doctor or your health center that is closer to you, that is fine. But please ensure you access the care and have a formal assessment before potentially any exams, so that at least they will be able to give you the relevant guidance. And just to reiterate, these certificates will not be issued just because, as I said, you missed the exam without any assessment. The decision to issue it again resides solely with the discretion of whichever officer that saw you. And after then, we will be able to know what the actual diagnosis is. Just a reminder, when you see you have your private physicians write a diagnosis, please make sure they write a proper diagnosis. If they just write a medical condition or surgical condition, it is difficult for the HSU to know how to interpret it. And it ends up being a lot of double run for the students to have to go back to let their private doctor clarify it. Where you see a lecturer requires a medical excuse for less than 3 days, the lecturer must submit a written request to the HSU on an official university letterhead. Other than that, it is not necessary unless it is leading up to attendance or so forth. If there has been any illness or any other exceptional circumstances that affected your performance, you may absolutely submit a written report to the campus registrar, but you must do it within 7 days of the examination that was affected. And this is in accordance with the university regulations, which as well could be accessed online. Just one other thing I just wanted to make mention of is that for you students who might be regional students and may require any follow-up medications, if it is, for example, a repeat prescription, I have no problem continuing. Just ask before you leave home the physician if they can write a letter to me so I know what it is and what's the diagnosis and how long it needs to be continued for. And I would be absolutely happy to continue the management here until you can reach back home. So that's just something I wanted to mention. Next slide. Okay, so this is an example of the sick leave form. You can access it online and take it to your private physician. It can be submitted online, so you don't have to actually reach in person here to drop it. In the first half on your left-hand side is where you fill out your own personal information with regard to the course, what was missed, etc. The bottom half is for us. The back half, which is to be completed by the physician, I want you to pay attention to number 1. I hereby certify that I provided medical care services to the above name to the student on, and you have to put the date. Some physicians end up putting over the student's name. And again, that's a simple thing that ends up causing more runaround for the student itself. So just cast an eye and double check and make sure that they complete the form properly before you leave their office, because that will end up just being a lot more headache for you to have to go and find them and clarify that. Again, for section 2, make sure they put a proper diagnosis, not just a medical condition. And then after the rest is completed, it will be submitted to HSU for our head of department to review on whether or not it is acceptable, in which case the relevant documentation will be forwarded to your department. Next slide. Next slide.
Next one.
Yes, this is our psychiatrist. Dr. Marbury, you have the floor.
Hello, good morning to everybody. My name is Dr. Shivan Mahabir. I am the psychiatrist at the Health Services Unit. But today, I'm going to be speaking on behalf of myself, Dr. Sandra Celestin, who is our counselor, and the Counseling and Psychological Assessment Service, CAPS, because we all work together to provide mental and psychological care to our students. So community university can be very exciting, can also be very stressful. For some persons, it will be a new experience with different expectations, a different way of learning. For some, it will be their first time living away from home. Some may be mature students coming in, sitting in classes with much younger persons, having responsibilities like childcare or jobs on the outside. And all of these things mean that people have their individual stresses. And we are here to help. It's very normal to have a period of adjustment. We are here to help. There's also a peer counseling association on campus who are very happy to help. Department of Student Services and Development has persons who again reach out. They are the DSSD champions. So there's a lot of help that is available for students. So what are some of the services that we offer? So we help with stress management, sleep hygiene, substance use advice. We diagnose and treat common mental health disorders such as anxiety and depression. We do the initial assessment and management of substance use problems, and we can refer outwards if needed. We do not provide the diagnosis for things such as ADHD or autism. A lot of students come asking, but that is not a service that we provide. That has to be done privately. We help students dealing with traumatic events, and we help students who are struggling with thoughts of self-harm or suicide. And in severe cases, we would transfer those students to the general hospital, to the psychiatric services. So again, as we said, we do not provide diagnostic testing for ADHD, autism spectrum disorders, other forms of neurodivergence, and psychoeducational testing. These have to be done by a clinical psychologist privately. So we want to help you to make the most of your time at university. And so some helpful tips are to keep a regular schedule, try to prioritize getting good sleep, prioritize a healthy diet, exercise, touch grass, spend some time doing mindful activities such as journaling. Try to keep connected to friends and family. Get involved in some sort of volunteer organization. Take advantage of the campus support services, and try to keep your surroundings and your apartment as clean and decluttered as possible, because this helps to give us a sense of control. Some ways to make the transition to university life easier. Again, make a schedule, stick to it, get to know your advisor, connect, so join at least one club or activity. This really helps to break the ice, and for persons who are new to Trinidad, new to the campus, it's a great way to make friends so that they don't feel as isolated. Learn about your campus resources, academic tutoring, peer supports, resident life professionals. Pay attention to what your body is telling you. Don't ignore the early signs of struggles, which we will get into. Limit your use of alcohol and other drugs, and focus on controlling the things that are in your control. So what are some red flags that you might notice as you transition into university? changes in behavior from being outgoing to being someone who stays by themselves, having a lot of irritability, struggling with academics, missing a lot of classes, being unable to focus in class, difficulty with our sleep habits, not eating well or overeating, or feeling bad about yourself. These are things that many students develop when they are going through times of stress. They are red flags by themselves. They do not mean that you have any disorder. It just means that you need some support. Next slide, please. Some other red flags that you can look out for are drop in energy, feeling unmotivated, feeling restless, having thoughts of self-harm, overusing alcohol and other substances, having a lot of physical symptoms like headaches and stomach aches that don't seem to have a cause, having panic attacks, and having strange or illogical thoughts. Again, just things to keep in mind for yourself and for those around you. If you do have a mental health concern, come in, make an appointment either with myself or the counselor, and we will be very happy to help. So, thank you very much. On behalf of myself, Dr. Celestine Caps, and the Health Services Unit, we'll be happy to take any questions that the audience may have. Welcome to UWI. I hope you have a great time, and please know that we are here to support you.
Take a picture of this screen. This is all our contact information for the Health Services Unit.
Thank you, Ms. Hussein Ali. Thank you, Dr. Mahabir. Thank you, Dr. Daniel. And I'll ask for our representatives from the Health Services Unit if they can all be pinned on screen so students can see them. And I know that these are just some of the faces representing, as you have heard, a very dedicated team at the Health Services Unit, the HSU, which you'd soon come to know. Dr. Daniel, I'm seeing the love coming through in the chat already. So students are very appreciative of the information shared. So thank you so very much to yourself, Ms. Hussein Ali and Dr. Mahabir. I mean, the information shared, very insightful. The room was very still and quiet, and I think because students have really been taking notes going along. I'm seeing that the link to the HSU website was also shared in the chat for students to access. I'm really happy that you touched on the medical entrance exam, because of course that's a very critical process that students would have to go through, especially at this particular stage. All right, so Dr. Daniel, Ms. Hussein Ali, Dr. Mahabir, asking that you don't run off just yet. Students, if it is that you have any immediate burning questions that you want to place in the chat directly for the HSU team, feel free to share. Of course, we have lots of other exciting things coming up for you in today's session. But at this point, we just again want to say a very, very special thank you to Dr. Daniel, Ms. Hussein Ali, and Dr. Mahabir, and the entire team at the Health Services Unit. Hoping that you can understand that if your health is not given priority, you will struggle and you probably will find a lot of difficulties. I'm happy that this information was shared with you today. I'm seeing a question about if there are snacks. I know that there is a pharmacy that is stocked with lots of different things, including healthy snack options, which I'm sure our medical team would encourage you to have. All right, so
I can answer Mr.
yes.
Ajwa's question. So the question is there a reason why there can be a hold on the immunization card when the medical hold has been removed? Yes. So remember, we had different mandatory requirements for different faculties. Medical sciences faculty, you would have 3 holds. You would see a medical hold, which would represent the actual form that was submitted. An immunization hold that will comprise of all the mandatory vaccines that are required for your faculty, and a TB hold. The TB hold would represent the medical sciences faculty. So students who are not under medical sciences, when they submit their entrance medical, what takes place, that TB hold automatically comes off. Your entrance medical hold, once submitted and is completed, would be removed. Your immunization hold would remain only if you have outstanding vaccinations. So even if you're seeing 3 holds, 2 of those holds can be off. And for some reason, if you require 1 tetanus or 1 MMR vaccine, or even your second dose of hepatitis or your second dose of varicella, this is where your immunization hold would remain in effect. Now, as first-year students, when you submit your entrance medical, you have a period which is equivalent to the very first semester to get all these things completed. Immediately when your second semester starts, with automatic effect, all these holds are now restrictive. So within your very first semester upon entering the university, the medical holds are not a restrictive holds. Please be reminded, this is only for the first semester. So once you submit, again, we have the facilities here where we can assist you in acquiring all your outstanding vaccinations. So there's absolutely no excuse to say, well, you can't get it completed.
Thank you so much, Ms. Hossein Ali, for providing that context and clarification for our students. I see we do have some questions in the chat. I see Dr. Mahabir has started responding to some. So Ms. Hossein Ali, Dr. Daniel, if you'll be so kind, as well as Dr. Mahabir, to help us to respond to some of those questions in the chat. I'd really like us to continue with the program that we have. We have 2 other very important offices that form part of this support network at the UWI St. Augustine. So Dr. Daniel, again, thank you so very much. Ms. Hossein Ali, Dr. Mahabir. All right, it's my absolute pleasure this time to invite Sergeant Peru from our Campus Security Services. Again, we're talking today about the support network at the UWI St. Augustine campus, and particularly as a new student, you definitely want to hear from Campus Security. So help me with a virtual round of applause to invite Sergeant Peru, who will take you through this next segment. Sergeant Peru, over to you.
Hi, good morning, Gerald. Good morning, everyone. And welcome to the University of the West Indies St. Augustine Campus. My name is Sergeant Oba Piru, and on behalf of Campus Security Services, also known as the UWI St. Police, I would like to congratulate each and every one of you on becoming a part of the UWI family. All right, so whether this is your first time on the campus, first time away from home, we want to know that your safety and well-being are amongst our highest priorities. Right, so as you begin your university journey, you will spend long hours attending lectures, studying, participating in activities, and one of your favorite things, making new friends, right? Our role in that is to ensure that you can enjoy that experience in a safe, secure, and most of all, welcoming environment. So Campus Security Services operates on 24 hours a day, providing patrols, responding to emergencies, assisting students, staff, and visitors, working proactively to prevent crime and maintain order throughout the campus. So today's presentation is designed to introduce to you the services available through Campus Security Services and to share practical safety tips that will help you protect yourself, your property, and your fellow students while enjoying campus life. So I will cover the first part of today's presentation before inviting my colleague Corporal Nicholson, who will continue. And our final segment on the shuttle service will be presented by our shuttle coordinator, Mr. Dave Sampson. So starting off, accessing the campus, right? So as a new student, one of the first things you will receive is your UWI student identification card. Once issued, you need to always wear it while on the campus because it identifies you as a member of our university community, and it may be required to access certain facilities or when requested by campus security. Right? If you drive onto the campus, however, ensure that your UWI vehicle pass is clearly displayed at all times and that you park only in designated student car parks. Right? So also please familiarize yourself with the campus parking regulations. Right? The university operates on a wheel clamping system. Right? I can't see your face, but I could imagine some bottom lips drop right now by hearing that because, you know, nobody likes to be clamped. However, Vehicles parked on the grassy areas along the roadways, reserved parking spaces, or in spaces designated for differently able persons without authorization are liable to be clamped. So hear this, you don't want to have your last 100 that you're supposed to buy a little 3-piece spicy by KFC and have to pay to unclamp your vehicle. You're driving home all the way down south, your car have a little gas and your belly on E. We don't want that, right? So we're looking to, follow those parking regulations because it's very important. Getting around the campus safely. The St. Augustine campus is a large campus. During your first few weeks, it's perfectly normal to get lost. Take the time to become familiar with the campus layout, the safest routes between the lecture theaters, the library, student activity center, car parks, etc. Right? Whenever possible, use designated well-lit walkways, particularly during the evening hours to avoid any isolated shortcuts. If you're leaving the campus to access nearby businesses, restaurants, the banks, the ATM, remain alert, avoid unnecessary distractions, and be mindful of your surroundings. So we have a student shuttle service, as I mentioned. The shuttle coordinator will speak more on, right? And we encourage you to make full use of that shuttle service. However, if you feel unsafe walking alone after hours, campus security escort service is available between 6 p.m. and 6 a.m. every day, right? Simply contact U.S. Police Head Office. Corporal Nicholson will provide those numbers shortly, and an officer will escort you to your destination on campus. That is on foot or by escorting in a mobile vehicle. Some safe study practices. During the semester, many of you will spend long hours preparing for assignments, examinations. We sometimes whole night at the student activity center or in the libraries, right? We encourage you to use the designated study areas only, right? And whenever possible, study with friends, let somebody know remain late on the campus. During those study hours, we do have the shuttle service running 24 hours. So as I said, the shuttle coordinator will address that at that time. Never leave your laptops, your iPhone, your Samsung, your backpack, valuables unattended. Even if you're stepping away shortly, right? It only take a few seconds for somebody to take advantage of an unattended item, right? So protect your property, take responsibility for your belongings from the very first day on campus. Avoid displaying any large amounts of cash. All those who are the US, right? Keep it discreet. And please, when you're doing any transactions, have that money converted. If so, please visit the bank. We have persons who are very cunning and take advantage of persons. They even photocopy money and meet you in a nice little discreet area to conduct that transaction. Please don't do it. We have experience with some of those reports here, and it sometimes is a very rare occasion where you may be able to recover anything based on our investigation, right? So remember, most thefts on campuses are crimes of opportunity, right? A few simple greatly reduce the chances of becoming a victim. So before I hand over to Corporal Nicholson, I would like to leave you with one simple message. Campus security is here to help. If you ever feel unsafe, become lost, need assistance, or simply have a concern, don't hesitate to approach any of our officers. We would much rather answer a simple question now or to respond to an emergency tomorrow. Right, so I'd like to ask my colleague, Corporal Nicholson, to take you through some of the safety tips again.
Hi, good day, everyone. I am Corporal Nicholson. I'd just like to highlight some of the emergency numbers for the campus security services. Firstly, I think this one here might be the most important one. We have 800 SAFE, 800-7233, which is a toll-free direct call to the SA Police reception area. Any emergency, contact that number. And we also have the 662-2002 campus St. Augustine number, and the extensions being 82120 and 83510. All these numbers directly linked to the campus security services. Be aware of your personal safety. When you're be aware of your surroundings, trust your instincts. If you have anything that you deem suspicious, do not hesitate to contact campus security services so that somebody could come to assist you. Be aware of your vehicles. Anybody coming on campus with vehicles when parking, ensure that your vehicle is properly locked. Ensure your windows are up. At times especially during exam times, we tend to see students sitting down in the vehicle studying, and 2 minutes before the exam, they end up rushing off, forget our window down, forget to lock the doors. So also be aware of these things, especially during exam times when you might be under a little pressure with preparation for exams. Be prepared for emergencies, so know of emergency exits of any building that you're in whenever you're on campus. Also be aware of the muster points. And again, emergency number 800. Say if you should see something, whether it be smoke, fire in a building or something, you could always contact campus security services, and we will be sending our persons to deal with same. Report any suspicious activity. As I mentioned before, suspicious is not what you see on TV or anything. It's whatever makes you uncomfortable. Somebody looking a bit odd, a vehicle looking strange to you. You could call the campus security service, explain what you're seeing, and we will render assistance. Remember, if you see something, say something. A lot of times, while we do have the campus security service 24 hours, we may not always be around to see every instance of irregularity. If you do see something, please say something so that we could render assistance. Also, this one here will deal with more campus rules and regulations for students. A lot of students or persons that may be recreational marijuana smokers and stuff like that. We just like to remind students that on the campus, while it is a practice that has been decriminalized in the nation, being found on campus with any sort of illegal drugs will be treated as trafficking. Once you're being found within 500 meters or within a school perimeter, that charge is no longer possession, it will be trafficking. So that is something that could go down very bad for your experience on the campus. So please, anybody who may be thinking of same, we don't encourage that. Also, the use of alcohol. While you could use alcohol on campus when it is authorized, don't take it upon yourself to just decide, well, I had a real stressful day today, I'm going to answer down on campus and take a drink. Please be mindful of that. In closing, I'd just like to mention that campus security is the responsibility of everyone. Again, while we are here 24 hours a day to assist and protect you, every student in which will be you, has a role in keeping the campus safe. Safe choices, safe campus. Stay alert, protect your belongings, look out for one another, and report anything suspicious. On behalf of the Campus Security Services, I'd like to thank you for your time and attention, and we wish you every success during your time at the university. Take care.
Thank you, Corporal Nicholson. So Corporal Nicholson's device decided to bump him out a few seconds before his presentation, so we had to compromise. Now, we know that we will have a lot of questions, or should have a lot of questions to answer in the question and answer segment. We will be prepared for that. But now we would like to take you over to the shuttle coordinator, Mr. Dave Samsunda, who will give a brief presentation on the UWI shuttle service.
Good morning. Thank you for that, Sergeant Puro. Good morning, all. My name is Mr. Dave Samsunda, and I'm the transport coordinator. A warm welcome to all our new students joining the UWI St. Augustine family. Congratulations on making it here. Today, I am going to walk you through one of the most useful services you will rely on during your time here. The UWI St. Augustine shuttle service, whether you are commuting from far away, parking on campus, or will be living on the halls of residence, this presentation will give you an exact roadmap to getting around campus safely, comfortably, and entirely free. So the student shuttle service, your free ride around campus. This service is provided for registered UWI students. It connects all the major faculties, facilities like SPEC, and residences. Our furthest faculty is at Couva, so we go as far as Couva. Like I said before, there is no cash required to ride on this, to take this shuttle, or no ticket or anything like that. This service is free. The service is also monitored by campus security. Key shuttle hubs on campus. So the primary hub, which is the daytime, which runs from 6:30 a.m. to 7 p.m., will be at the JFK shuttle stop. And from 7 p.m., 7:30 p.m. to 5 a.m. in the morning, that will be the area. The other hub will be at the Student Activity Center, and I'll tell you why. So this is the JFK shuttle stop here. This is what we use during the daytime up until that 7 o'clock, between 7:30 period. On your right here, which is at SAC, this is the shuttle stop that you'll be using until in the morning period, because this area is deemed a safe zone. Not that the campus is not safe, it's more lit, it's easier accessible, and it's much more crowded. So routes and services. The main route, which is at Sal Hall, that is the Sir Arthur Lewis Hall of Residence, which is our largest hall with an intake of about 350 persons. We have the DCFA, that is Department of Creative and Facilities Arts, and then we have Gender Studies. So that route is called IGDS DCFA Sal Hall route, meaning before it used to be Sal, and people feel, well, okay, it's a Sal shuttle, that they have more privilege or they will be getting the shuttle first. But no, we have 3 entities in that area, and that shuttle is servicing those 3 entities, and nobody gets left behind, because we have introduced another shuttle. Before it was 2 shuttles, recognizing the fact that we have an increased volume of students. We increased that shuttle on that route by 3. So therefore, our wait time for our students, who are our customers, who are our main stakeholders, is less. Students will not be suffering whatever we call fatigue, or there's something called a pass-by. A student may be waiting on the shuttle. That was before. By the time the shuttle goes up the Sal, it fills up there and comes back around. By the time they are by DCFA or IGDS waiting, the shuttle is full. They call it a pass-by. That is a phenomenon. And that adds stress to the students. So to eliminate that, we add that to the shuttle. We have the Campus Mount Hope shuttle. That shuttle goes to JGI, which is the Joyce Gibson Innes Hall of Residence. So that's the route it passes when it leaves main campus, goes to JGI, also passes at the Arthur Lockjack, and it also goes to the UWI field station. Our furthest route, as I said, is the Couva multi-training facilities, and we have two shuttle working that route in the morning period and in the afternoon period. Operating hours of the shuttle. So our shuttle, we run 3 shifts, 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., 2 p.m. to 10 p.m., and 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. However, the shuttle drivers don't finish at 6. They finish before 6 because they have to go and refuel the vehicle. That is why you see here 6:30 a.m. And upon taking up the shuttle driver must do his due diligence by making his safety checks. So 6:30 is a fair time that the shuttle will be at the halls to transport students from halls onto main campus and from main campus to the various satellite sites. Our night shift runs from 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. On this previous slide, all the shuttles that are going to these areas are labeled. So when the students go to JFK to wait on a shuttle, and you want to go to either one of IGS, DCFA, or Sal Hall, or whichever route, you will identify that shuttle by way of the signage. Also, there's a number mark on the bus that is easily identifiable in case of anything. So back to the slide, we have our side streets, which is persons who reside in, like on Old Tim, Evans Street, in the surrounding areas off campus, that begins at 7:30 p.m. There is a special service that goes to Sawa, as far as Sawa in the west, and the Quasar to be exact, yeah, and at Fremont Road in the south. But at Sawa, that's in case people want to need to go to that area, and there's difficulty in transportation, so there is a direct drop there for that student. Right? Now, one of the, as you will hear, I've heard Sergeant Pugh spoke about ID. So for the driver to know that you are a bona fide student of the UWI, you need to be wearing ID. I write and I have on my ID. I have on my ID everywhere I go. All right. There's also what we developed last, with the last GIL called the shuttle feedback form. Right. This is available on the GIL webpage. Right. I ask everyone, all the new students, my customers, who are my customers, please make use of these forms. It is the only way we will know that how this service can be improved to better serve you, the students. Long distance commuting. This service was designed for students who are coming from South, right? Particularly San Fernando and environments. So that bus, the PTSD bus, leaves San Fernando at 6 and comes straight up. There's another slide that I will show you with where I will read out the stops. Right? Come straight on the campus, right straight on the campus, that and drops you off at the location near, there's a bus stop where the PTSD bus parks. It's on the left side of our main campus, and there's a PTSD sign there. This shuttle, this service is operated as a commercial service. It's a guaranteed service. It's operated always on time. I have seen this service operate. So this year will be for those who are coming from the Southland. This is really, really clear. And as I mentioned before, the stops. So there are students who are maybe waiting at San Fernando Technical Institute on the side, or at Gasparillo, Presal, Freeport, Chaguanas. They can stop the UWI bus. They can do that. Also, the last bus leaves here at Apasita 9, I believe. You can also drop along in your return trip. You can also drop off along the point that you want to go once mentioned here. Right? Real-time tracking of the UWI shuttle with the Cyrus app. So this app was designed to track the UWI shuttle so that the student will know. Now this app only gives you the location. It has been further developed. It is being further developed to produce an estimated time. But right now, this app is designed to track the shuttle. You will download the free app via the Google Play and the App Store. You will follow the official university guidance for access, and you will have to use your credential. That is something private. So when you go to the JFK, you will observe there are some monitors on the wall Now, right now, it has been serviced since downtime, so I don't have no control over that. That has been done by SITS, right? So you will see the list of shuttles that are working that day. And let's say for Mount Hope, you will see the number of the bus. So therefore, if you go in Mount Hope for your class, and you see a shuttle that says TED 7411, hey boy, the shuttle late, boy. I wonder where the shuttle is, boy. You go on your app, the Cyrus app, right? Right, you have the Cyrus app right here. You type in the shuttle number, and just press on it. And then now the shuttle will come up, and you will see how far it is along the way. Because on mornings there's heavy traffic. We end up in bottleneck, and there's a longer wait time. So that is the way you will track the shuttle, so you will not be stressed out too much, right? But at least you will know where the shuttle is at the time. Accessibility and special assistance. With reference to mobility assistance, it is available upon request from SLDD. That's the Student Life and Development Division. Accommodation can be arranged for students with mobility needs. That's a different section, but I just put it here as a deal with shuttle also. You just have to use on the top right-hand corner there, sld@sa.uwi.edu, your timetable. You will get assistance, because I am very familiar with that department, and they always help our students. Rules of the ride. A few simple expectations, as always with everything on this campus. You must have your ID at all times. That is the way how we will recognize you as a student, a friend, a foe, or enemy. Right? Keep your IDs with you, please. Use designated stops only. So people might think, well, the bus passing right up there, you want to drop out right there. And safety and security reasons, we don't pick up students at those points, because then at some point at time somebody could barge in at the same time, pretending they're a student and get in the bus, and I will stop it at that. So we use the designated stop as mentioned in your booklet. No food and drinks on board. And please, for safety reasons, the aisles must be clear in case of any emergency. After hours, security and safety. The late night shuttle is available, like I said, from 10 to 5. The waiting area is at the SSC shuttle stop. Please, students/customers, please. That is your place. That is the place you want to be. You wait for your shuttle in well-lit areas. Use the campus emergency phone if you need to. So for further information, you can visit the UWI shuttle portal. And as before stated by my colleagues, we have our hotline here, 800-SAFE. And trust me, there will never be a time when you call at this reception area here at the Estate Police that one of our experienced officers will take that call and transmit your message to the shuttle driver, informing them that, hey, we have some students, it's in the night time, we have some students waiting at SAC, and they need transporting, whether to Sal Hall, because that's a school of the Hall of Residence there, or JGI, because that's the only place operating in the night, right, where students going to back at the halls, so they can rest to come for class in the morning. And please check official channels for schedule and update. Thank you for being such a wonderful audience.
Mr. Samsunda, thank you so very much. I'm seeing some love coming through in the chat, and we want to say thank you for sharing with our students, as Mr. Samsunda opened by saying a very, very important service that you will rely on and that will support you tremendously during your time here as a student at the UWI St. Augustine Campus. So we want to say thank you to Mr. Samsunda, who I can tell you works very hard in the background to ensure that this service is available to you and that it runs efficiently. He would have shared with you some key insights into operations as well as ways that you can connect. He also would have shared with you how you can provide feedback, because as customers of this particular service, your feedback is especially important to us. Take note of this information, utilize the shuttle. We want to see some photos of you or the respective shuttle stops aboard the shuttle. And more importantly, we want you to share your feedback once you start utilizing the service so that we can improve when needed. So again, I want to say sincere thanks to Mr. Samsundar. I want to say sincere thanks to Sergeant Peru, as well as Corporal, for sharing some information with you. And if Sergeant Peru and Corporal Nicholson and Mr. Samsundar are still on camera, I'll invite them just for them to be pinned to screen at this time. I think it's very, very important for our students to see some of the faces. There we go. Sergeant Peru representing not just himself this morning, but an entire team at Campus Security Services. There is Mr. Samsundar. And these are persons who, again, just work so tirelessly in the background. Students, you would have just gotten a brief introduction to the importance of campus security services and more importantly, your responsibility to be safe and secure on campus. And what was outlined today was some of the ways that you can be safe on campus and some of the things that are in place to support you. So again, we're asking that this information does not go through one ear and come out the next, but that you act on the information that was shared with you. Sergeant Peru, I want to ask, before we transition into our final presentation today, I want to ask if it is that you can once again just share contact information for Campus Security Services and any final words that you may want to share on behalf of Campus Security Services before we delve into our final presentation.
Yeah, absolutely. So our contact numbers again, we have a toll-free hotline number, which is 800-SAFE, 800-7233. So as I mentioned, that is a toll-free hotline. You don't have to have any money on your phone, right? You can just contact that at any time and an officer will be there 24 hours a day to answer that phone. We also have the emergency phones around the campus that you will familiarize yourself with. Those are free calls as well. You just open the phone, there's a button there, an officer will always be there to answer. 2 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, we're always there to answer. We also have extensions. 662-2002 is the main UWI number, and our extensions are 82120 and 83510. On behalf of Campus Security Team, I just want to speak to the students now off script and just explain that we know your view on police and security, and it's something that we here to come with all these rules, and we come to just make sure that you're so uneasy that while we keeping you safe, that should make you feel uncomfortable somehow. At UWI St Police Campus Security Services, Jarrell, Mr. Samsundar, any one of the persons from HSU could attest that we are here to assist. While we have to enforce the law on the campus, right? No compromise with that. We are always here to assist the students, right? Never feel afraid or uncomfortable to approach any one of us, right? Come to our St Police charge room. You could call, send an email, any other methods for bringing across information, reporting incidents. We will always be there to respond. Sergeant Peru said that, right? I'm not afraid to say. I endorse it. Gerald, good job on behalf of the team as well, communicating the work that we do to the students. And any one of you all, feel free to reach out to us anytime, any additional information, anything that you forgot to ask us during the interview here, and we'll be happy to share that information with you.
Thank you so very much, Sergeant Peru. Again to you, Mr. Samsundar and Corporal. Thank you so very much for joining us today. Students, this is not the last that you hear or see of Campus Security Services, that team. So you want to be sure to connect, all right? We have another exciting segment coming up for you. You will hear from the St. Augustine Academy of Sport, our final presenter from the very dynamic St. Augustine Academy of Sport, as we seek to wrap up today's session. So over to you.
Thank you, John and team, and let me say good morning to everyone and welcome to UWI St. Augustine. So as stated, my name is Bernadette Antoine. I work with the St. Augustine Academy of Sport, what I would call the most fun, the most chill, and the best department at the St. Augustine campus. So over the next couple of minutes, I want to give you a quick tour, not a physical one, but a more of a mental one of the sports and facilities available to you here through the Academy. And more importantly, how you actually go about accessing them. So by the end of this, you should know what is to offer, where it is, and the steps to get involved, right? So what is the Academy of Sport? For those who haven't come across it yet, the Academy of Sport, formerly known as SPEC, is the unit at the St. Augustine campus responsible for promoting sport, recreational, and physical well-being across the student and staff body. It supports competitive and recreational activities. We sit alongside the Faculty of Sport and coordinate everything from recreational access to any sporting programs. So think of us as the bridge between I want to play a sport and hear exactly how to do that. So let's jump in. Let's start with what you can actually get involved in. The Academy of Sport runs programs across 3 categories: competitive sport, recreational activity, and even non-physical activities for those who want something more low-key and social, right? So if you're looking at competitive sport or looking to train seriously and represent UWI, here are the sports that we offer. We offer basketball, we offer cricket, football, netball, tennis, table tennis, track and field, volleyball, hockey, and swimming. So I just want to pause here because when you are part of a team, there are many opportunities or bonuses as part. So like 1, massage, you get free access to massage, you get free gym access, you get free travel opportunities. For example, we recently concluded our UWI Games, which I have one of the UWI Games jersey, which was hosted at the St. Augustine campus. So for those who do not know, UWI Games is an inter-campus event where all campuses travel to the host country to compete against one another. It happens every 2 years. So seeing that it happened and it was hosted in the St. Augustine campus in 2028, it will be hosted in Barbados, where once you are part of a team, will be traveling to compete for the crown or to bring home the trophy. Yeah. And don't worry, I know this is an exciting and best part of traveling. We handle all the kits, we handle all the travel expenses, we handle all the accommodations and all the meals. So what you have to focus on is really staying the course and doing the best at your sport, right? We go in and jump into recreational activities. If competition is in your thing, or again, you just want a lower pressure way to stay active, we also offer stretch and relaxation, yoga, badminton, which is very popular, spin, aqua aerobics, rugby, taekwondo, and coming soon, pickleball, right? So we move on now to the non-physical and social activities. And this is something that you can do together, you can come by yourself. We have board games. So we have checkers, we have chess, we have monopolies, we have dominoes, we have Jenga. So whether you want to compete just to move and de-stress or fancy anything on dominoes with friends, there is a way for you to be active and to come and enjoy. And of course, we have all equipment readily available for you, right? So let's get into the recreational facilities and services, right? So this is where it happens and exactly how to use it. So our key facilities at the Academy of Sport is the gym, that is our fitness center, which is half staff with trainers at all time, the tennis court, swimming pool, indoor court, outdoor court, And we have a couple of fields. So the rugby field, the football field, the cricket ground, and we have a grass track, right? So just to give you a bit more information, the gym. The gym is open from Monday to Friday from 5:45 a.m. to 8:45 p.m. and on Saturdays from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. The cost for the gym is $100 per semester, which is a steal of a deal. You don't ever go to a gym and get $100. You usually pay more for a month. The gym is equipped, as I said, with new equipment and trainers on site at all times to guide you. Yeah? The outdoor and indoor court access. So we have an open recreational hours daily, which runs from Monday to Friday, and it runs from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And as stated, we provide all the equipment. So if you want to come and use a badminton racket and shuttlecocks, we have that. And we have the nets provided. Yeah? What you need to do is just request it from the facilities room, and you must have your ID with you to do so. Yeah, no ID, no equipment. That is something that is very important. Even all staff have to work on my ID. I work on my ID at all times. Yeah. Swimming pool access. So to know, the pool is free to use for students. You just need, again, to work with your student ID. Yeah. In terms of the time is for the swimming pool, will be confirmed when semester starts. So you have to look out in your student email to get that information. We also run a Learn to Swim course every semester, which costs around $200 for students, for anybody who wants to build that skill from scratch. And talking about from scratch, I want to move back to the competitive recreational. You do not have to be a professional at the sport. You can just come as a beginner. If you just want to learn the sport, you can come, and we have the coaches who will teach you and bring you up from the sport. Yeah? To access, right? To access. To join a sport team, to join the gym, or participate in any recreational activities, what you do is to come to the main office at the St. Augustine Academy of Sport, when you can scan a QR code, or you can just ask any member of staff about it and they can direct you accordingly. What is essential to bring is your student ID. Your student ID is really your key. To rent all equipment, you bring a student ID. You give your student ID, you get the equipment. Yeah? This goes for the gym, this goes for the pool, this goes for the tennis court. If it is that you do not have your student ID on hand, you can walk with your acceptance letter. So this is to clarify that you are indeed a student. Yeah? And of course, you have to wear the appropriate footwear and attire for the related activity. Yeah? So just to go over a quick cost at glance. So open recreational, which include the court, the tennis courts, the indoor and outdoor, the swimming pool, free of charge. To use the fields free of charge. The gym is $100 per semester unless you are on a sports team. The swimming pool, as I stated, is free. Learn to swim course is $200 a semester. And well, bonus, the massage is $200 a session. But if you're on a team, it is free. Yeah? Now, we're moving on to why sport is important, right? University life is demanding between classes, between assignments, and everything else competing for your time. It is easy to let physical activity slide down the list. But staying active isn't separate from doing well. It supports it. Being a part of any sport, physical or non-physical, is important to your balanced student experience. It enhances academic performance by improving concentration, memory, and problem-solving skills. It boosts your mental health by reducing stress. Physical activity triggers the release of endorphins, which all help alleviate symptoms of anxiety and depression, yeah, and guards against academic burnout. So essentially, if you want to come and relax between classes, you come here, you de-stress, you go back. And most importantly, physical activities build essential connections. So physical activities really help maintain stress, improve focus and sleep, and give you, a way to meet people outside your course of study. Yeah? So whatever level you may be at, whether you're chasing a sport on a competitive team or just want to swim basically a few laps between lectures. The facilities are here for you. We are here for you. You could come and challenge the staff. We will be more than welcome to participate in a badminton, in a football tournament. Yeah, it is about having a balanced student experience, and it's not just about academics. It's about your body and your headspace too. So in closing, just not to overwhelm, I just want to make sure that you know that we exist, we are here, and this is the first step you take. Yeah, remember to walk with your student ID, because it is the key to almost everything we have talked about today. Yeah, the Academy of Sport is welcoming you to participate, to fully engage in all sporting activities and sporting clubs. Yeah, and all information will be circulated through your student email via the Marketing and Communications Office. And on behalf of the Academy, we thank you, and I look forward to seeing you on the court, the pool, or just outside. Yeah, so thank you very much.
Wow, thank you very much, Bernadette from the Academy of Sport. Could we, yes, I really love coming in the chats for Bernadette, and I know she's very, very pleased about that.
Yeah.
If we could have her pinned on screen as well, just to echo one more time how important it is to have that healthy, academic active balance. You want to make sure that as much as you're keeping your mind active, your body is also active as well, because it's working in tandem with each other. So, incoming students, please do visit the Academy of Sports. Go and look for Bernadette, call her by name. And as she said, feel free to challenge her and the staff at the Academy of Sports to any games or activities that y'all would like. So, thank you very much, Bernie and the team at the Academy of Sports. And as we seek to wind down, I want to pass back over to Mr. Bleo one more time, who will do our final reflection for our session. So over to you, Mr. Bleo.
Thank you, Mr. Patty. And this is our final smart reflection for today. Okay, so if you all could complete this sentence using one word, this semester, I want to be more, and you just put your one word there. Yes, just bear in mind that physical activity supports both your physical and overall well-being. Yes, you want to be more active, athletic, whether you compete recreationally or simply just want to try something new, as Bernadette would have highlighted all the different things that you could participate in. Getting involved can help you build friendships and maintain a balance throughout the semester, throughout your university life. The Academy of Sport offers opportunities for everyone, regardless of your experience level. Yes, you all want to be more involved, productive, social, healthy, involved, brave. Yes, I like that. Excellent. Happy, you want to be more happy. All right, so just be sure, this is your friendly reminder yet again, to be sure to visit the Academy of Sport and see what there is, and what is the right fit for you, what you all are interested in. Try something new, whether it's yoga, whether it's joining a team, and see what fits you best to accomplish these things. You want to take what you said here as some sort of goal setting for your semester to come, your upcoming semester. Yes? So thank you so much. Back to Mr. Patty.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bleo. And as we seek to wind down incoming students, of course, we always, after the end of all of our sessions, collect feedback. It's a very important part of our process in these sessions for you, because it allows us to understand what works best for you and which areas of the session are most productive. So at this time, you will see a poll pop up on your screen. I see that it's there, asking you to kindly fill out this poll. And let's see if we can get this one done a little bit quickly. And I'll go through the poll with you. Of course, there is a prize at the end, as we do here in First Year Experience. And you want to make sure to put your email in that last number 4 question to be selected for your prize. The first question overall, how would you rate today's Smart Start session? Excellent, good, fair, or poor? How would you rate today's Smart Start session? I'm seeing responses coming in, positive responses, and that is much appreciated. Number 2, After today's session, I have a better understanding of the support services and opportunities available on campus. Strongly agree, neutral, or disagree. And as we know, after today's session, there are a variety of services available to you from a variety of institutions. So there's the DSSD, which is the Division of Student Services and Development. We have 9 dynamic departments here, all contributing to your holistic development. So be sure to check that out. What else did we learn today in this session? We learned a lot of information from the health services unit and all the medical and healthcare services that we have on offer for campus. We learned how to keep safe and the services that are provided to you to have a safe and comfortable experience here at University of the West Indies. And we also learned how to keep active at the Academy of Sport, not just active in the body, but the mind as well. And you want to ensure that you take advantage of all the services here on offer because that's not all. We have so much more. And as you start to experience your campus life, you will understand that. Question number 3, do you have any recommendations for improving future Smart Start sessions? Very important. It helps us guide our planning for the FYE cycle, so we appreciate that. And of course, question number 4, your email address. Ensure to put your email so that you can be selected from the student engagement department team. Will reach out to you in private if you have completed a prize. Right, so I see we're at 76. Let's see if we can get to 80 and then we could happily close off the poll. Right, 77. Seeing the responses coming in. Let's see if we can get 2 more. 78, nice, 79. And 80, 81. You've exceeded expectations. Okay, so we could head off the poll there. Thank you very much for participating. And students, I want to also remind you all that the FYE program is not just the beginning of a university experience. It's a duration of activities, all for you to participate in, that helps guide your orientation and transition experience. And one such activity, which is very, very, very anticipated, are the FYE mixers. The FYE mixers are on the 28th and 29th of this month. Registration is open. However, it is capacity based. So I encourage everybody to, as soon as this session is finished, if you have not yet registered, please go ahead and register. The registration link is in the email that we've communicated with you with. It is a first come, first serve basis. There are only 150 spots per day. So that's once again the 28th and 29th of this month. So I encourage you, please, you want to go ahead and register for the FYE mixers. It's your first physical experience on campus where you get to interact with each other. And I know we do have a wonderful recap of the mixers that would have happened this year. So I'm asking if last year cycle. So I'm asking if that recap could be played.
Our FYE mixers are a social and engaging way for you, our first year students,
to meet us, your student champions, and to engage with your fellow first years.
In our mixers, we give you a tour of the campus,
as well as the opportunity to play fun games and win cool prizes.
So make sure you save these dates and keep up to date with our upcoming events by
following us on social media,
checking your emails regularly,
and visiting our website.
We're so excited to see
you there.
FYE mixers, guys, you heard it. Registration is open, first come, first serve basis. So you want to, if you have not already, be sure to head over to register. All right, I want to share again, just remind us of some key dates before we leave today's session. Again, semester will begin on the 23rd of August. Registration, however, will commence on the 17th of August and will run until September 4th. So you want to definitely take note of that if you haven't already. Registration will run from August 17th to the 4th of September. And remember that as part of the registration process, academic advising is very, very important. It's a mandatory step, all right? So that's the first thing you must do before you start registration. Teaching will begin on the 1st of September, so you definitely want to ensure that you take note of that classes will begin on the 1st of September. And I want to share here as well that our UWI Life event, which is the welcome event for all new students starting university like yourself, is scheduled for the 28th of August. So you want to take note of that. And of course, you'll get some more information as the weeks progress. So we are getting closer to the start of the new academic year. And trust me, we are very, very excited to welcome you. So we have come to the end of our program today, and this is our 5th session for Smart Start. We trust that the information shared with you was useful and that the experience has once again helped with your confidence as you prepare to start your new semester on campus in just a few weeks. Remember, this is our penultimate session, which means 5 of 6. This is our second to last session. This means that we have one final session remaining in our Smart Start virtual workshop series. So we look forward to seeing you this Thursday, July 23rd, for our final Smart Start session, which is all about maximizing your UWI experience, ways to get involved in campus life, and your first introduction to the Guild Council. We may also even do a recap of the Smart Start, some of the key topics that we would have covered in Smart Start over the last few weeks. So you want to be sure to join us on Thursday for that final session. We encourage you, as always, to stay tuned to your emails for your invitation, information on all upcoming FYE activities and events. Visit our FYE website. We tell you that each week. Visit our FYE website, check out our calendar of events, and of course, stay connected with us on social media platforms, including Instagram and our FYE YouTube channel, as well as our campus's main digital platforms as well. A recording of today's session will be made available soon on our FYE YouTube channel, so you want to ensure that you check back for it. Or if it is that you know friends who are starting with you as well and who could not make it to today's session, you want to encourage them to head over to our FYE YouTube channel. My team and I at the Student Engagement Department would like to thank our colleagues once again from the Health Services Unit, Campus Security Services, St. Augustine Academy of Sport for joining us today, and of course the team at the Marketing and Communication Office who continues to support in the background. Thank you all so very much for being here. From all of us today's students at the UWI St. Augustine Campus, we say thank you for joining us today. We look forward to seeing you on Thursday, same place at 1 p.m. for our final Smart Start session. See you then and enjoy the rest of the day, everyone.
Hey Pelicans, thanks for watching.
Make sure you like,
Subscribe,
follow,
and share.